Hello everyone, this is me, Gameslide99, aka No Brainer, and I am back with Internet Array to record some more Star Wars Destiny, and I'm immediately thrown into a league match. Turns out the TTS league had started again whilst I was gone, so yeah, I signed up, but I didn't ready in or anything, but it was all cool. I explained the situation, I got back in just fine, and I'm first up against Colazel. I'm going to be playing my Sienna Garvian Balatique deck once more. I explained that it was a great deck beforehand, and it didn't get shown off very well, so I'm going to show it off much better this time around, is my hope. My opponents are a Magna Guard and a Vader, which are scary, to be sure. And a battlefield that does not help me in the slightest. I think I'm going to keep this logistics, although my instincts are telling me not to keep it at all. I'm going to keep this logistics and I'm going to get going. It is quite late at night right now, so I am being a little quieter than I normally would be. And let's roll out my 5 dice versus his 3. I should win this battlefield roll. And I'm probably going to take my own battlefield so I can play First Order TIE Fighter turn 1, which will be amazing. I'm just going to start pressing the button. And he's ready. Boom. Alright, here we go. 2, 3, 5, 6. This is 6. Alright, I wish that would be my actual final rolls. Because that was 5 damage, just straight up, and a resource which I wanted. And I got a 5, and he got a 4. Perfect, for taking my battlefield to start. So that I can immediately turn 1. First Order TIE Fighter. Boom. TIE Fighter for 2. Boom. Does he ask why the hell I can afford that? No, he doesn't. He knows the battlefield. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. He's like, TIE Fighter? Who the fuck plays TIE Fighter these days? And he's figured it out. He's looked at the battlefield. There we go. Alright, we're all good. We're all good. Alright, so Magna Guard Vader. Scary deck for sure. This deck, by the way, I am thinking of changing it. I'm thinking of adding Coercion just because it's such a good card. And Coercion will be very useful here because I'm assuming this guy plays Price of Failure. Okay, so he's got Guardian on his Magna Guard already, which is interesting, to say the least. I'm going to roll out Balatique. Now, interestingly enough, Balatique's ability won't be very useful because Magna Guard, when he dies, he doesn't actually die until after the round ends. I rolled 2 range damage on Balatique, that's pretty good. Whereas Balatique, he readies, he needs the character to die in the middle of the turn, not at the very end. So, there's that there. Alright, and he's looking to roll. He does do a good amount of damage already, but I think I do want to kill off the Magna Guard first, just to stop the shenanigans, potentially, with Price of Failure and such. But at the same time, if he already has a Price of Failure, he could just be baiting me into something. Because you could totally Price of Failure after him dying. I think that's how it works. Because then he's just defeated twice, and that works out just fine. All right, he rolled a 1 range damage. Okay, cool. Let's roll out my Sienna. 2 plus 2s. Okay, I'm showing 6 damage immediately. This is pretty insane. Just turn 1, roll 6. I've still got a TIE Pilot and a Garvian to roll out. Like, geez, that's insane. I mean, Vader starts with 15 health, so 6 isn't too much to him. But I could almost kill the Magna Guard this turn. I could really try for a Magna Guard kill on turn 1. That'd be interesting to try. Alright, Vader rolls out. Vader's going to roll out. I'm going to discard the ATSD because having it in my hand is worthless. I'm just going to discard it at the end of the turn anyway. I've got all these 1 costs that I would like to use up instead. Alright, he has no resources. He can go for 1 resource there, but he hasn't got anything that will really be able to remove this. I'm thinking of keeping the partnership for now, though. I'm going to roll out the ATSD, the TIE Fighter first. And a 1. Okay, so I'm up to 7 damage out of the possible 8 that I would need to kill the Magna Guard. Yeah. Garvian has a 50% chance of just rolling the 1 to kill the Magna Guard turn 1. And that is pretty huge if I can kill a Magna Guard turn 1. Of course, if he already has Price of Failure, then this is not that great, because then he at least gets to reactivate Vader and such. But that's pretty amazing. I can do this turn 1. Alternatively, I activate Garvian, use Garvian's ability, and I throw 8 damage into Vader, effectively. 8 from 15 leaves him with 7. I mean, that's a pretty easy kill off the next turn. If I can kill Garvian this turn and activate Balatik immediately, oh my god. Okay, he takes the shield, so that this is not necessarily going to be a reality. But since he didn't take the resource, I'm able to do this. And yeah, I would have got the 8th damage to kill. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage I could have killed the Magna Guard with, but because he rolled the because he decided to resolve the shield, he didn't. Resolve the shield a turn early, but... So I guess I'm throwing this all into Vader then instead. Unless I want to leave the Garvian at the Magna Guard at 1 HP, but then that allows him to live until the end of the next turn as well, and that's fine. Discard deflect, that's interesting. Double blanks, ouch. Double blanks is bad. Alright, so I'm just going to throw it all into Vader at this point. I'm going to throw all 8 into Vader. You have 2 shields, mate. There you go. Because of course, you know, otherwise the TIE Fighter would get even more value when its specials rush rolled. Alright, so now I just need to wait some time out for doubt, and there we go. I'm a good. Discards the Electro Staff. Okay, Electro Staff good with Magna Guard. Might have wanted to keep that to blow up Magna Guard. Okay, that's a 3. I can't afford him to have that 3. No, it's doubt. He gets to reroll. Reroll it first. You never know, you might roll your 3 again. Or your 2. He rolls the shield. Okay, so he gets to resolve the shield. See, so he gets his shield. Alright, so it's not too terrible. Well, it's not too terrible for me, because I'm only going to take 4 damage instead of 7. But it still hurts. Definitely still hurts. So I'm probably going to discard the logistics in this turn. I'm going to go for an early kill as fast as possible here. Don't go for the Garvian. Go for either the Sienna or the Bala. Either of these two are good, not the Garvian. Okay, alright, that's fair enough. I will claim then. Yeah, 8 damage to 1. You gotta respect that. This is the sort of thing that can do. Okay. Alright, he's split into damage. Okay, I'm confused at this point. Okay, I'm going to discard a logistics and draw 4. I can get another TIE Fighter out if I wanted to, or an ATDP. Or I could go for a partnership to try and kill. I think I'm probably just going to play it safe. I'm going to go for an ATDP, I think. ATDP is slightly better than a second TIE overall. I mean, they're about the same. One's got a blue side, the other hasn't, but with the TIE Fighter already out there. Alright, ATDP played. Well, you know, this playing a first order TIE Fighter at the start of the game, I could potentially do, you know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 damage to turn 1. That's pretty insane. So I only did 8, you know. Only did 8. Well, the Magna Guard's alive. Don't have removal this time around, though. You did roll the melee. Alright. Let's roll out... I don't know. Let's roll out Bartik just because, in case I kill someone, he's probably the best one to roll out first. Because none of these guys are in danger of dying, really. I got a focus, which is good. Allows me to focus into a 2 side somewhere. The shield's okay as well, he doesn't have Vibro Knife out yet. Activate the Magna Guard when the Magna Guard's got a Guardian on him. Perhaps not a good idea. He can't Guardian anything. Don't need to activate him. Discard to reroll or something like that. Okay, Lightsaber Throw. That works. Lightsaber Throw? Good. Alright. Because you Lightsaber Throw, the very next character I'm going to activate is Guardian, and I'm going to hope he can resolve it. If not, I'll probably action to remove his die. Okay. That's perfectly fine. And then he can Guardian it. You see? Or maybe he's waiting to Guardian something else. Something bigger. Which is also a possibility, but you know. Okay, he Guardians it. Okay, that's fine. I think I can afford to be slow. I don't think I'm going to use partnership, but I think I'll resolve a vehicle just first, just in case anyway. Let's just roll out the tie. And a blank. Of course it was. Yep, I'm definitely going to want to keep that partnership for a reroll, I think. There we go, as you command. He's gonna... Oh, I thought he was going to resolve the 2 disrupt as a focus, which would allow him to do another, like, 5 damage, which would allow him to focus to a +2 and a +1. But, okay, that works too. I mean, I guess actually it is better to keep the Vader die out there. 5 damage is not going to do a lot against this team comp right now that I've got going. So yeah, let's roll out the ATDP here. Let's save this partnership for a reroll. I mean, he can ask me to reroll that if he wants. I mean, it's a shield. It's not good for me. I think the rules state that I had to reroll that because it was cocked, but I just reacted on instinct. And I don't want the shield anyway, so I'm going to be rerolling it. I mean, maybe the correct target was the Magna Guard. He would be dead by now. Well, he won't be dead by now, but he'd be dead by now at the end of the round. Whereas Vader's still kicking. Up there on his 8 HP. But 8 damage is not impossible to roll. Let's go on the other as you command now. Another blank. There's that 2 disrupt again. He's not getting his damage, unfortunately for him. Time to roll in my Sienna. The 1 disrupt, 1 resource. Okay, well I got rid of my logistics to use the resource. And well, I won't want to anyway because he's got a disrupt out there. Isolation. Okay, which dice does that you remove? The focus. Makes sense. Alright, this guy in the first order TIE fighter, even though it'd be good for our next round. 2 resources and a 3 ranged. Okay, 3 for 1. Interesting. But if I take both those resources, he can disrupt me, so I'll take 1 resource and see what happens. He only has 1 card left in his hand. If it's important, he's going to resolve this resource first, probably, or the damage. The damage weights 2. Okay. Garvin is now on 7. Alright. And I will take my resource. Yep, did so. Oh, is he typing something? Usually when people's hands go into the corner, they've clicked this button here. I feel like that was a 2, but it could have been different. I turned the 1 to the 3. And now it was on 8. because you did your 1 damage over here. So it's his turn. Okay. And that way I remove Vader's die, with him doing nothing with it. Okay, so he gets a resource there, and then I'll resolve my 3 for 1. You had a shield. So, there you go. Oh yeah, I haven't been using my magnifying glass. I've just been alting over these things. Anyway, disrupt focus, you know. It's going to take my battlefield away from me. That works. Alright, and then I'm going to focus to the 2, and I'm just going to do another 2. Puts him on to 10. Alright, Vader should be dead next turn, and that'll be good. I'll discard Mobilize, I'll draw 4 more, I'll play Partnership probably at the start of next turn and win. He had a battle, now that's a good card to have, but he's going to be able to activate first. But I should be able to Partnership ATDP, roll out Vala and kill. Should. Ooh, okay. Okay, False Illusion, he survives. False Illusion, he survives. So I'll roll out the Garvium first then, so I get to use his dice as well as the Bala's. And I rolled a +1 on the resource. Great. I will discard Mobilize, because I don't need the resource generation at this point. Alright, well, I'm going to Partnership at this point, which allows me to activate Baltic and ATDP, roll them all out. Then I'll leave them. I will pay for the other action, which will then be to roll out the other TIE Fighter. And I got 3 for 1 out of that. I was thinking of not using it, and then later in the turn being able to play Heat of Battle like that. I mean, I could have just resolved the 2 resources anyway. Like, I want to spend probably pin down and flank on, you know, dealing with the dice. Do I want to take that +1? And those are resources. Those would give me the Heat of Battle for the end of the turn. But he would just disrupt them. But I'm using two dice that I've got a lot of to get rid of another dice. Okay. Alright. He's going to make that decision for me, probably. Resolving the 3 to killing off into Sienna. Okay. Interesting choice. Very interesting choice. Well, I will now take those 2 resources. I guess I could also Sienna ability on the ATDP or TIE Fighter or something. Who? Yeah. Okay. Alright, he said nothing, so I'm going to assume he meant that. Okay. He has no dice out right now. I could totally do a Heat of Battle play. He needs 13 to die. I could do 14. He would Guardian in 1 away, Force Illusion in the other. Wouldn't be worth it. I wouldn't kill him with it. Now that, on the other hand, is 5 damage, which he can also Force Illusion away. But it may make him a bit worried about that 3 for 1. If he doesn't respond to this, then I absolutely will, 100% without a doubt, do a heat of battle play. If he doesn't activate Magna Guard right now. Because he only has one resource, there's no way he can like dodge or anything like that. Did you say something? Nope. Okay. See, he would be off so much better right now if Sienna was dead and Balti was almost dead. Rather than going for Guardian first, okay. Get rid of the +2. Alright, use his dollar for it. Alright, now I can turn this to a 2, turn this to a 2, that's 4 there, I've got the 3 there, and I would also have a +2, but what would the +2 get me? +2 wouldn't get me shit. He would Guardian one away, he would be able to Force Illusion the other, but then I would get 1 damage through. He'd Guardian the 3. I would be able to him for 4, and then I would get 1 through to make it 11. I think I'd much rather just use Sienna's ability. I'm gonna discard and reroll these 3 dice. I got a +2 there. Or I could always just go for the Magna Guard. Okay. Yes, Guardian does not require you to pay for the cost of the dice. You just remove the dice showing damage. You don't resolve the dice showing damage. Okay, he's going to remove it. He's going to roll in Magna Guard, so Heat of Battle's a little less effective. Unless he rolls well, though, I do not want to use a pin down here. He rolled 2 1s. I think I'm okay with that, rather than using pin down here. I'm going to pay 2 to reactivate the TIE Fighter. Then I'll roll that back in for damage again, and we'll kill the Magna Guard off this turn. Well, no, actually, with another TIE Pilot, if I take the Sienna resource, then I have another TIE Fighter. I can do 2. I can do... Yeah, I can do enough, actually. If I take the resource, I put in the TIE Fighter, I do 2 damage, and then 2 damage, and then 1 damage. Reality, I'm so bad at speaking at times. But I do definitely need to kill off the Vader now, because I'm actually starting to get a little low on health. So let's roll out the TIE Fighter. And I rolled a 2 on the range damage. Like, I rolled what I needed to roll there. If he has doubt, I lose. If he has doubt, I can't kill the Vader. I think he has doubt. I think I'm gonna have to discard and reroll. Okay, I drew the resource anyway. Okay, let's see what he does. Passes again. If he had doubt, why wouldn't you resolve that 4 in the first place? I'm taking the resource this time. Then again, I can just reactivate the TIE Fighter afterwards. Alright, I'm just gonna have to go for it. I think I'm gonna have to go for the strategy that wins. 2-2-1, he can't stop it all. He's gonna take 3 no matter what, and that's a kill. So let's heat a battle at this point. Spend my 2 resources. Let's set that to a 2, set that to a 1. Okay, he's reading the card. I guess he wasn't ready for this play after all. Can only block 2. And then Vader dies. And then this should be a lot better. Him killing Balatik is not very likely. He's conceding. Alright, I'll let him concede. I mean, of course you'll let him concede, but you know, I'm not going to make him play this out if he doesn't want to. Like, his Magna Guard would be on 5 health, Balatik would re-ready, things are going to get awkward there, and then on the next turn I have overwhelming damage. Like, the Magna Guard does survive until the next turn though, right? If he gets a Vibro Knife on that guy, he could potentially have done something, because the Magna Guard will survive, but it was just very unlikely I wasn't going to do well there. I rolled out pretty well at the start of the game, and I was able to take out the Vader. I still think the Magna Guard was probably the better choice at the start of the game. But I was able to survive. I was able to hold on just long enough. But imagine if he'd have attacked the Balatik instead of the Garvian. Sienna would have had 1 HP. Balatik would be dead, and I'd have a Garvian instead. And that 1 dice was crucial, right? This deck, once again, on camera did not go very well. Usually it goes well on camera, but this time I didn't roll the resource when I wanted it, but I rolled damage, so I went for the damage strategy instead of the resource strategy. And it kind of worked alright. Yeah. And then I was able to heat a battle at the end to secure the victory, but that would have gone crashing down if he just had a doubt waiting. If he just got rid of one more of my dice, he would be able to start at the start of the next turn. Magna Guard could have activated, taken stuff, could potentially best defense, and then he would have been able to like price failure him back, and then Vader would have got a second roll off, and Vader probably would have killed me. If I hadn't killed him first, right? I discarded my partnership. I was down to 1 partnership left. I had a deck mostly of junk because I'd used 3 of my like 8 removal at the start of the game. So it was pretty unlucky for him overall. That is what happened. I was choosing the battlefield the right idea? I got a TIE Fighter out at the start, but those 2 shields were a very big deal. I think I did need to kill the Magna Guard first overall. Make sure that he couldn't price of failure, because the price of failure does kill me. Yeah. It just completely ends me if we got onto the next turn and he managed to do a price of failure play. Like, even just re-readying the Magna Guard, because the Magna Guard doesn't die until the end of the turn, right? That's still potentially a kill. So, yeah, once again, did not play very well on the stream. I definitely need to change this deck at some point. I think it's got enough removal, but I'm just not happy with a couple of the cards. I'm not sure I necessarily want logistics. I don't like the ATSTs. They're great for friends in high places, but I think the reversal has taught me that if their dice is removed, then it's bad. But anyway, this will be me against 99 aka No Brainer. First league match was a victory. Signing off.